Skill 10, Factorizing using highest common factor. When we factorize, we're actually putting brackets into the question. When we expand, we take the brackets out, but when we're factorizing, we want to put brackets into our answer. To do that, we use the highest common factor. If we look at question 4a, the expression is 4x plus 12y. If we follow the steps that are up here, we need to find the highest common factor. The highest common factor will be 4. So we put highest common factor equals 4. Step 2, we write the highest common factor out the front of a set of brackets. So I'm going to have 4 out the front of a set of brackets like that. What goes in the brackets are terms that multiply to give our original expression. So what I mean by that is if our highest common factor is 4, we need to have 4 times something equals 4x. What's missing in this spot here? 4 times something equals 4x, well that would be x. So I'm going to put x as my first term inside the brackets. The next term that goes inside the brackets is for our 12y term. So 4 times something equals 12y. What would go in there? Well, 4 times 3 gives 12, and then we need y in order to finish with 12y. So our next term inside the brackets is 3y. And this is our answer over here. 4, open bracket, x plus 3y, close bracket. You can see that this is the answer because if we were to expand this out, we would do 4 times x, which is 4x, and 4 times 3y gives 12y. And that was our original question, which we had to factorize. So that's one way of checking your answer. If we choose another one, let's do 4d. We've got 7m take 21n. The highest common factor equals, not 3, the highest common factor will be 7. So we write 7 out the front of a set of brackets and we work out 7 times m gives 7n. Then we need a subtraction sign, a negative sign. 7 times negative 3 would give negative 21, and then we'd need to have the n letter on the end to give negative 21n. So that would be our answer for 4D. If we wanted to check that, 7 times m gives 7n, 7 times negative 3 gives negative 21 with the letter n on the end. If we do one more, let's look at 5a. 9a plus 21b. The highest common factor equals 3. So we put 3 at the front of a set of brackets. The terms that we need in the brackets will be 3 times 3a gives 9a, and 3 times 7b gives 21b. So this is our final answer. 3 out the front of 3a plus 7b. Let's look at some more examples. We've got 6a is negative x plus 5. The highest common factor here could be 1 or negative 1. If we go with negative 1, then we would have a negative sign out the front, open bracket, negative 1 times x gives negative x, and negative 1 times negative 5 gives positive 5. And that would be our answer. Minus sign out the front of x, take 5. 6 D. Negative 2m take 6. Highest common factor is negative 2. So we put negative 2 out the front. Negative 2 times m gives negative 2m. Negative 2 times positive 3 gives negative 6. And that's our factorized final answer. If we look at 7m, we've got 3 terms now. So 7m, 2x squared y plus xy plus 5xy squared. When we're doing the highest common factor, I'll write it up here. We're looking for the number. Our numbers out the front are 2, an invisible 1, and 5. So 2, a 1 there, and a 5. So the highest common factor there is only a 1. And then we're looking for common letters now. So any common letters, there's x squared, x to the power of 1, and x to the power of 1. So let's only put in x to the power of 1 because we always choose the lower power. And then if we look at the y's, we've got y to the power of 1, y to the power of 1, and y squared. So we'll only put in y to the power of 1. And if we rewrite this highest common factor, it would only need to be x, y. Because we don't need the 1 out the front and we don't need the 1s for the powers to be written. So our highest common factor is x, y. So let's put that out the front, x, y, and then set of open brackets. This time we're going to have 3 terms inside the brackets because there's 3 terms in our expression. So xy times 2x will give us the first term here. We need a 2 and we need 1 more x to make x squared. Then to get the second term, we only need to multiply by 1 because we've already got the letter x and the letter y. To get the last term, we need a 5 out the front. We don't need an x, but we need a y to make y squared. So our final answer will be xy out the front, 2x plus 1 plus 5y. If we wanted to check our answer, xy times 2x will give 2x squared y, and that's the first term, so tick that. If we wanted to check the second one, xy times 1 would just be xy, because when you multiply by 1 it won't change it, so that's correct. And then xy times 5y would give 5x, and then y would be squared because there's 2 y's, and that's the third term in the expression. So we've done that right.